Hi guys and welcome. In today's video I'm going to be making a reversible gift bag. Now the method that I use to make this gift bag up, you can make any size. You can do tiny ones, big ones, whatever size you want. You can make them for a specific item, like I've done one there for like a bottle of wine, which actually got a bottle of vodka in it at the minute. I've got one that's got a bottle of perfume in. But I've got so much fabric and little pieces of fabric that it was my eldest daughter that said, why don't you make some gift bags a while ago? And so I thought, you know what, to get some of my fabric down, make some of these, because these, if they're made right, can be the gift bag that keeps on giving. So you can give it to somebody, they might re-gift it to somebody else. And because it's reversible, you've got two different looks in one bag. Right, so let me quickly show you some of the bags that I've made. This is a large one, and this is a Laura Ashley fabric, but inside I've lined it with some pink and white gingham, and then I've put a baby pink shoelace as the tie. But I'm going to use this as a laundry bag, so if I go away for the weekend, I've got something to put my dirty washing in, so that is quite cute and complements each other. Another one is this little cute white and blue gingham, and I've just lined that in a white cotton, and I've just put like a string, because I think it just gives it that little bit of rustic look, but you can use ribbon, lace, whatever you want to use as a pull tie. This one I've got a bottle of Chanel number 5 in, and then I got a necklace from a charity shop, but I bought it for the heart, so if you're making something for somebody special, you can just put that on your ribbon or twine, whatever you're using as your tie, and then just pull that. And I've actually lined this in a linen fabric, so again they all can be turned the other way if people don't like the fabric that you make them in, but you always want to choose two fabrics that's going to complement each other. So let me just get this fastened so you can see when it's fastened properly, because they do look rather cute. And then you just do that with your top, so you've got that cute bag. And then the one that I was telling you about, the wine bag, and that is this one, and this is just lined in, it's a black fabric, but it's got black spots, velvet spots on it, so that again could be reversible. And I made a little flower that on the, if it's just black, you can put that on instead of a bow, you've got like this flower. But I will put a link at the back how to make these if you're wanting to make some of these up. But again, if you've got plenty of fabric and scraps that's lying about that you really don't know what to do, it's such a great way to reuse your fabric, because when you're doing these bags for somebody else, when they've took whatever gift is inside, they could either use that for something else or re-gift it. And this is where the bag of re-gifting, it's the bag that keeps giving. So let's get started on how to make them up. A blue and white gingham, and then I've just gone for like a cream lining fabric that's going to go on the inside. Now I'm going to get them a good shake so they haven't got any bits on the inside. Right, so what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to turn them right side of fabric together, and when you're cutting both of these, both pieces need to be the exact same measurement. Right, so I'm measuring this down from the top 3 inch, and then I'm going to put, in fact no, I'm going to come down 3.5 inch with that, yeah, to there. I'm going to come on same on the other side. And this is just where I'm going to start sewing down the side seams. So on this I want again the same. So we're ready to start making this up, guys, and like I've said, to make this a bag that keeps on giving, to make it up well, you want a good strong thread that when you're pulling it, that is not going to snap on you. A good back tack when you start, a good back tack when you finish. And like I say, that's going to make it super strong, that it's going to last for years to come. So let's get started then. So I'm just going to put that needle down where that pin is, take that out. And then I'm going to give that a really good back tack. Good back tack at the end. And then I'll come in to this end here. Right, so what I'm going to do at the end is put that, you know, where you get that corner where you're making it flat. So I'll just put my finger inside to flatten that out. And then depending on how wide you want this to come, you come further up. So I'm going to put that to 3/4, the 3/4 line on this needle plate. Give good back tack again, trimming those cottons off. Put my finger in that, inside that again to open this up. And again, I'm going to go to that 3/4. Put that tip on that 3/4 mark. Now, some people might cut this off, but I don't. I just leave it. And if you are going to cut it off, then where you come this, probably, what's that, an inch? Yeah, an inch before you come to the end, you need to do a back tack then, because otherwise, if you're cutting that off, this is going to come unstitched. But that is where you get your boxed in look on the end. And it's about 1 centimetre seam allowance that I'm doing. So when you're doing this, you put your finger in. You're wanting these to be even. So you don't want it coming to one side, you just want to make sure that they're going even. If you're not confident doing it like I'm doing it, sat at the machine, then take it to your workstation that you work from and pin it and measure it if you want to. So you put in right side to right side, so that when this comes over, this lining will be inside the bag. Right, now what you're going to do is, at the beginning, you're going to turn it over what your seam allowance has been down the side. And then you're going to do the same on the lining piece. And then you're just going to clip those in position. Come to the other side, again, whatever your seam allowance is, that's what you're turning over. And clipping that. Right, let me get the opposite side. Right, so that's where we're going to start stitching now, just along the top. And like I said, I don't do much seam allowance on this when I'm coming to here. I'm literally just putting it probably a couple of milli past my machine foot on the inside and using that as my seam allowance, but making sure that these are running side by side. And we're going to turn these through. That line is going inside. I'm just going to put my hand through there and push the corners through. I'm just going to press this top down. So run the iron across that, and then I'm going to come down this side where that is, fold them under. You can just see there they're lined up, and I'm going to press those so that all of these are pressed down flat. But I'm going to do that off camera because it's just a case of pressing, doing the other side, coming all the way across, and just make sure that everything is flat. Right, so I'm going to be marking it now. You can see where it's all being pressed. The part where the strap goes through, I'm just going to make that so it's going to be a 1/2 inch gap. So from where that is there, I'm going to just mark it. Because it's light, I'm not going to be putting any tailor's chalk on. I'm just going to pin where that channel needs to be. I'm pinning that. That's 3, where that is 1, and then I'm coming up 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to follow these pins along when I'm stitching. So 3, 1, pinning it at that 1 mark, and then pinning it at 2.5, pinning it at 1.5, sorry. Right, so that will be where the channel's going to go for the string to go through, and then I need to do the exact same on this side. So I'm going to get that flat. Right, so I'm going to come down this area first and then come across my first one and then up. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And then I'm going to come along the second one, down, up, along, down, and then up to that one. And then I will come across the top of this one, or maybe this side, depending which way. I think it'll be that side. Coming down and up. Right, so that just needs to come one more up. So you've got a perfect lining inside, or like I said, you can turn it the other way where you've got a bag and then you've got that on the inside. I think if I'd have got a nicer blue, I'd have put a plain blue inside, but I didn't have one. But I think that's got to be the main side. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to get some of this twine. I'm going to put it through the end of that clip. Just tie a little knot in that. Sometimes it doesn't want to come through there because it's got that fabric, hasn't it? I'll just put my tweezers in to make it lay flat, pull it through, and then just pull that to as much as I want. Wait a minute, because I need to cut that off. There, so let me just put a bit more on that. And that's the finished gift bag, guys. Now, if you're wanting to make a bag for a certain item, then take your measurements off the item, allow your seam allowance, but also allow a little room to get it in. Don't make it exactly to the same measurement as whatever you're wanting to put inside it, because you need to be able to get it in comfortably and take it out. And like with that, you need to take into account that you've got, you know, it's a box, so you can't, if you take that measurement, you need to measure all the way around it so you're getting the full measurement. Add your seam allowance on. The same with the depth, measure from front to back, allow your 3.5 inch on top, which has got some seam allowance, and then it's allowing some to turn over. And then with a buckle bag, again, take the measurements round, add 1.5 inches on for seam allowance, and then on the top, again, if you allow 3.5 inch, so you've got something to turn over so you get the fabric coming through on the right side. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and it's been useful for you. Like I said, these are really easy to make, and like I say, if you've got plenty of fabric stashed about that you really don't know what to do with, knock yourself some reusable gift bags up, and making them, like I said, reversible is a pretty good idea, because like I say, you've got 2 looks in one bag, haven't you? So thanks for watching, guys. Take care for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.